Welcome back to the hotspot, everybody. Because it is Monday, we bring you work week weather forecast and the one and only Landon Aydlett, a global jet setter, if ever there was one. Matt, where are you again these days? Every time I've interviewed you, like 3 of the last 4 times that I've interviewed you on this show, you've been in an airport. So where are you right now?
Yeah, right now I'm in the United Airlines Club Lounge at the Houston International Airport, the George Bush International Airport. So
Houston.
I'm actually transiting through Houston right now. I left Guam yesterday morning, right in the bulk of the showers and thunderstorms Sunday morning. And I'm on my way to Kansas City. That's where the National Weather Service Central Region headquarters and also the National Weather Service Training Center is located. So I will be attending a conference. Really and some good barbecue. Not as good as North Carolina, but they get honorable mention of.
Oh, okay, you're just being a homer because you're from the Carolinas. Okay,
absolutely. So I definitely.
Real quick, because we want to do this on this show, you know, for the gram, as they say, right? What is the difference between Carolina barbecue and Kansas City barbecue? Because Carolina is like, you guys put honey in your stuff, right? It's sweeter.
Well, we put in the western parts of North Carolina, they have more of a tomato base. So it's more of a gelled barbecue. So it's pulled pork or pulled beef brisket, and it's got more of a thicker type barbecue sauce, tomato-based sauce. But in the eastern parts of the state, it's a more liquid barbecue sauce. It's spicy and it's vinegar-based. And so I like them both. Stuff. The runny drippy stuff. Now, if you go to South Carolina, you notice the barbecue looks kind of yellow. And I thought it was just a discoloration on the billboards on the interstate, but it's actually the barbecue sauce. It's the mustard-based sauce. So that's actually pretty good in its own right. But I think in Kansas City, I think it's more of a smoked, marinated barbecue. But I'll find out in about another 18 hours or so when I get my first crack at it.
Okay, well, you realize, Landon, that you are basically like an ambassador for Guam on your trip, to not only represent us on behalf of the National Weather Service, but on behalf of our culture. So will you actually go there and say, okay, basically you take meat, you put it in a big Tupperware container and everything, pour like an entire 6-pack of beer on it, let it sit in the fridge for like 2 days and everything, then throw it on the grill and you got yourself a party?
I might try out some Kahlua pork. We'll see if we can find a pit somewhere.
Oh gosh. Well, we'll tell you what, while you're off on your adventures and everything, the one thing I want to talk about today, and probably the only thing I want to talk about today, except barbecue, in addition to barbecue, I should say, is of course what the weather is going to be like Thursday. We are like 4 days out from Liberation Day. It's on everybody's mind. Saturday, we got a lot of rain. Yesterday was absolutely perfect. So, what are you anticipating? Because we have no idea these days.
Yeah, we're definitely that topsy-turvy type of time of the year where, again, we're in that transition period from the dry season to the wet season. So we're starting to see the more common occurrence of showers and thunderstorms from time to time. So the upper level patterns more indicative of thunderstorm development. That's where we were Sunday morning. Many of us woke up early in the morning, about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, to thunder and lightning.
Yep.
That was some heavy showers. That was my wake-up call for the airport. Those showers and thunderstorms passed through and they eventually fizzled out for a much better afternoon. We're still in that fair weather pattern right now. I'm going to turn my camera around and show you the satellite picture that I'm looking at from a computer. So it's much drier across the Mariana Islands right now. That's because we have an upper level low, that Tut cell, that's pushed off to our west. If you see all that white coloring, those are the showers and thunderstorms that were over Guam Sunday morning, dropping about a half inch of rainfall at the Guam International Airport. There were probably locally higher amounts in areas of northern Guam away from the airport. So again, we only had a half inch rainfall, but other areas probably could have seen locally higher amounts, probably close to an inch of rain. And so you can see those heavy rainfalls in a very short period of time. That's just indicative of this time of the year. So we're going to see the showers spotty in nature, but they're going to drop more heavily rainfall. That's just because the upper level support's more conducive to that. So we're going to see a dry pattern persist through Monday, Tuesday, but there's still an isolated chance of thunderstorms because the upper level pattern is still favorable for some deeper convection. So when you get that deeper convection, you get the colder cloud tops, the larger droplets of water and ice in the clouds, and that friction is what can lead to lightning potential in the area. So watch out for that. If you hear thunder, when thunder roars, get indoors. So it's going to be mostly dry Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday, but we're going to have a little surface trough come through Wednesday, midday, afternoon, and that could bring showers and thunderstorms more to Wednesday night, Thursday, and Thursday night. So it's not going to be a all-day washout. We're not looking at that type
Which is
of
Liberation Day, which
a
is on
rain
Thursday.
event. That's correct. It's going to be more spotty and episodic in nature. So keep that umbrella handy, because when the showers come, they'll come and they'll move right on off. But again, the thunderstorms, the lightning potential, that is the thing you need to be most concerned about. So keep the umbrellas handy, have a plan in place when you hear thunder, place to get to safety to avoid any lightning strikes, because you don't want to be in a tent, canopy, or tarp, or under a tree along the parade route. So watch out for that, but we do look like a very good day on Thursday.
Oh, very good. Okay, you heard it from the man himself, ladies and gentlemen. You know, Hotspot fam, you heard it from Landon himself. We're supposed to be good, but you know, things could always change. Mother Nature could be like, let me play a little practical joke on Landon and everything. So what should people thinking defensively, what should people bring with them? Because we know a ton of folks are going to go to the parade. They're going to set up, like you said, you know, canopies, tents, and everything like that. These are literal, like, lightning rods, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Anything that has the metal poles, the metal wiring, metal poles and stuff that you put the tarps over top. So keep that in mind. And of course, this is not going to be anything unlike years in the past where we've had a variety of Liberation Day weather events come through. So the biggest concern we have right now is that upper level low that's sitting north of Pompeii. If that shifts closer toward us, we could get a little bit of convection on Thursday. But again, watch out for the ingredients. We are doing daily forecasts on our social media page, our Facebook page, U.S. National Weather Service Guam. Check those posts out daily, because we're going to have the most up-to-date information out there with graphics included. So check the weather. Before you go out, check the weather. Make sure you have the latest weather information and be weather aware. And that's absolutely key to having a great and safe Liberation event, especially on Friday as well, if you're going out to the EPAL Beach Park.
There you go. Okay, and of course your birthday is on Thursday, so we won't be able to celebrate it with you.
Yes.
And everything, but we wish you a happy early birthday, and we appreciate the knowledge.
Yes. Thank you very much. It'll be a very special birthday.
Absolutely, and we wish we could celebrate with you. We'll party out when you get back for sure. I want to talk about that lightning rod concept and everything, because some people think, okay, well, I don't have, you know, like a big you know, like if I have like satellite TV or something like that, I don't have like a huge tower that goes 30 feet in the air on top of my house, which is already 2 stories. You know, if I'm just walking around with an umbrella with a little, you know, metal thing sticking up that's only, you know, a couple feet on top of my head, I should be okay, right? When you said, when thunder roars, get indoors and everything like that, how sensitive can those things be to the presence of lightning?
Yeah, they can be. Anything is fair game when it comes to lightning. You never know exactly where it's going to strike, and lightning can strike the same place twice. So I know when I was younger, I liked to be outside enjoying the thunder and lightning out in nature. But as I've gotten older, I have developed that healthier respect for Mother Nature. I don't like to chance things.
And you got a mortgage you got to worry about. So.
Exactly. So trees, those are a major hotspot. Poles, power lines, flag poles, stuff like that. Any kind of metal rods, those are likely places for a lightning strike. And it could happen at any time. You could be in the water and it could strike the water near you. We've had several of those in the past on Guam, where people fishing or swimming in the water, they get an indirect electrocution from the lightning strike in the water from nearby them. So they didn't get directly hit, but that electrocution went through the water and caused some problems. So keep that in mind. You just don't want to take a chance against nature. And that's my biggest fear. Back in August, I think some people were aware, I was in the Grand Canyon area, and we had some thunderstorms all around the area, and I was watching stuff on my handheld radar app, and I saw these storms coming toward us. And so it was a 30-minute hike across the mountain ridge to get back to the parking lot. And so we had no time to get to safety.
Oh, that's scary.
I started getting this tingly feeling on my hands, and I looked, and all the hairs on my hands, my knuckles, my arms are standing up, and I looked at people around me. Their hair was standing straight out. I've read about this in textbooks, but I've never seen it or experienced it in person. And I had the most nauseating feeling on my stomach, because that's a sign that lightning's about to strike. And for whatever reason, there was no strike. Yeah, and so that was a very electrically charged area. Yeah, that's a great tip. You're not always going to experience it. I've never experienced it before, and I've seen lightning nearby many times. That was a first. And for the fact that there was no lightning strike that day, it was a miracle. I was terrified.
Okay, so let's talk now, because we don't want to be too much of you and I combined, we don't want to be too much Debbie Downers, like on parade goers, but
Yes.
people have been waiting for 2.5 years, Len, to get together and celebrate as an island family. You know what that's like. You're about as Guamanian as they come, right? So this is a chance for us to rejoice and celebrate 78 years of liberation, right? What can we do to be responsible and safe parade goers? What should we bring with us? Because people are going to gear up and they're going to say, okay, well, if Landon says we won't be under the weather, or we won't be under rain and everything, people are going to bring the tents and the tarps and the umbrellas and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely bring the umbrellas, whether it's for extra shade when you're walking from canopy to canopy or for dodging the showers. Bring those umbrellas, keep them handy. Also sunscreen. Trash bags. I see a lot of people talking on social media about trash bags. There's often a lot of litter across the area. And I know Peggy Denny and others are doing a phenomenal job collecting recyclable items. So bring extra trash bags that people just walking by on the street, they can maybe toss their stuff in instead of on the street or on the ground. But look out for each other. And one of my favorite things since I came to Guam 12 years ago, visiting the Liberation Parades, is when you're walking on the street and people say, hey, what's up, brother? Have some food. That hospitality is one thing that struck me from the very beginning when I came to Guam in early 2010. So that hospitality, that's what sets Guam apart from other places. Welcoming people, especially military and people that might be from the States. Keep that hospitality, because that leaves an impression on people. Absolutely. And so I applaud people of Guam for doing that.
Yeah, and we take care of our own out here. We don't leave anybody behind. Okay, final question. A lot of people, obviously, and I want to kind of go back and pedal back to that tip you gave, and you've said this many times on the show. When the thunder roars, head indoors. But people are going to be, wherever you are on the parade route, you're probably maybe 30 yards, from the beach, from the ocean, right? The people have camped out there and they've isolated themselves. People on the floats are maybe 20, 25 feet up in the air and everything like that. If we do start to hear thunder and God forbid we start seeing some lightning activity, what should people do to be as safe as possible?
Yeah, nowhere closest enclosed place, whether it's your car that's parked nearby on the side street or a nearby store, restaurant, or business, and just duck and cover for a while. Let it pass. Typically about 15-20 minutes for the last thunder. You're back into a safe zone. So keep your eye on the sky. Most of our stuff's going to be coming in from the east, moving west as it typically does with the light trade winds. And we are going to see those light trade winds. So it's going to be a little bit sticky out there. So the trades that we're seeing today, they're going to be weakening through midweek. And so it's going to be a little bit sticky, a little bit moist, but not so bad. Keep your eye to the sky. And if you see any of the tall, dark convective clouds, the cumulus clouds building up, just be very aware of things. And check out our latest weather forecast for any bulletins. Our webpage, weather.gov/gum, and also our social media pages will be updating things regularly, especially as more people are packing into the Liberation Parade route.
Okay, and I do want to put out a special request on behalf of me, your humble host here on the Hotspot. For everybody watching this right now, please DM Landon and wish him a happy birthday before or on Thursday and everything. Guy works his butt off. He's traveling all over the globe to represent Guam and to make sure that you guys, you and me, we all stay as informed as we can about the weather. So Landon, happy Liberation, happy birthday, happy barbecue.
Happy Liberation, Guam, and visit me next week, maybe not on Monday, but on Wednesday. And if you can guess where I am then, kudos to you, Jason.
I mean, you could be in Sri Lanka at this point and everything. You're all over the planet. Well, and like I said, follow Landon on Facebook. He's got a lot of really cool information. Like you said, he's an outdoorsman. He enjoys the natural settings here on Guam and everything. I mean, he loves Guam. And so we wish we could be with you, brother, to celebrate Liberation Day and everything like that. But, we'll get it done when you come back.
I'll be back. See y'all very soon. Again, all right. Check the weather. Have a great Liberation.
There you go. Happy Liberation to you once more. And please, safe travels.
Thank you.
All right. That's a work week weather forecast and everything. Everyone, please stay tuned because Hotspot